That is good. So welcome everyone to the 2021 Term 3 orientation. Thank you for joining us early. We will begin our presentation right now. Okay, can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we will begin our orientation. Before I begin, I just wanted to acknowledge, I just wanted to begin this orientation by acknowledging that the land which we gather, work, and learn is the unceded territory of the Coast Salish people, including the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh nations. Okay, so I will begin. The next thing on our list, we have an agenda. We have an agenda here. What's the next slide? Oh, onto that. Oh, sorry, should have taken it at the end. Okay, so this is what we will be doing today. We have outlined just right here, and we will get a message from the president. We will have, we introduce our faculty and staff. We will just do an icebreaker so we get to know everyone. We'll hear from the registrar's office. We'll hear from the registrar's office, the library services, student life, English studies department, student support, career services, and we will take some questions and answer. Okay, so I see our president is here. I will just go ahead and hand it over to President Neil Mort to give us a warm welcome.
Great. Thanks very much, Abia, and welcome everybody from all over the world. It's wonderful to see everybody here this morning in Vancouver time. Right now in Vancouver, we're actually going through a very, very warm period here. We're getting temperatures which are quite unusual for our local area here right now, but it is in the just in the beginning of summer here, so we're looking forward to a very, very nice summer weather-wise. But I really wanted to say thank you for joining here, right? Joining Acsenda and for choosing Acsenda for your education. It's a very, very interesting time to be studying and to begin your education program. And I think you all need to be commended for your courage to step out, particularly if you're starting in an online fashion right now. But it is also a really good time to be thinking about your future and also about coming to Canada to study. There are many, many opportunities here that are lying ahead for you when you arrive in Canada, and certainly things are beginning to improve with regards to the travel restrictions and the ability to come to Canada. Right now, Canada has some of the highest vaccination rates in the world, and is being recognized and known for one of the countries that have done the best to deal and manage with this incredible crisis with COVID that we've gone through over the past 2 years. Also, I wanted to say thank you for choosing Acsenda as your institution for your studies, and I think you've made a very, very good choice. And I wanted to share a couple of reasons why. Couple of things that Acsenda is very well known for is the international focus that we give towards everything that we do. And that's in our programs, through our curriculum, and in the types of topics that we look at, and the emphasis of our programs, and the way that we run as an institution. We are very diverse in our student population. We're very diverse in our faculty and staff that work here. And we also, in the events that we organized, we celebrate culture and people from different cultures learning how to live together, to communicate, and to help address some of the issues that we face in our society today. And these are the types of things that you will learn through your studies, but also through the interactions that you have with other students. The other thing that we emphasize a lot here at Acsenda is the individual focus that we give to our students. And that's done through both in the classroom and also in the services that we provide. I want you to know that we very much care about your well-being and your success as a student here. We know that this is going to be maybe a big challenge for a lot of people. I know from my own experience, it's a very challenging and difficult thing sometimes to move away from home and to go live in another country. And you should be commended for that courage and for making that choice. But also, I can assure you that it's a wonderful, wonderful experience, and there's so much to be gained from learning and living with other people from around the world. The other thing that I want to tell you about Acsenda is that we're very focused on your career and your success and what happens after you graduate from and complete your program at Acsenda. We help you connect you to a profession. We do that through the programs that we have and the connections that we have with professional associations, such as accounting, human resources, our hospitality industry, our marketing programs, and other programs. We're here to help connect you to those professional associations through pathways that we have that articulate our programs to those professional designations. We also do that through through the types of programming and the events that we do that help you build your network. And we also support you with our career services to help you find a job and to develop the necessary skills that will help you succeed in getting a good career here in Canada. So there are many things that are wonderful, wonderful things that lie ahead for you, and we're really looking forward to you joining us. In October, we will be opening classes. About 50% of our classes will be held on campus here in Canada. We will continue to offer some courses online. So for those that are not able to join us here in Canada, some classes will still be offered virtually, synchronously and asynchronously. So there will be opportunities, but we will begin to return to a more normal educational experience than we did before. However, at the same time, we will be building on what we've learned through this virtual experience so that we can continue to deliver our programs better for you. So I'm very excited to see to meet you, and hopefully in person very soon, and want to thank you again for taking this time today to come together to meet us and to meet each other. And I wish you a very, very successful and enjoyable experience here at Acsenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Neil. We'll go ahead to the next slide. So we have some of our faculty and staff could not make it, but we have some people here. I see Ray here. Ray, do you also want to give us a warm welcome?
Hello, everybody. How are you today?
Great.
All right. Good to see so many determined faces, and it's wonderful to know that you have decided to realize your dreams here with us at Acsenda School of Management. My name is Ray, and I, together with the coordinator of the program, Garema, are responsible for making sure that all your needs in terms of the English language and communication at this level are met. I don't think I need to tell you how important it is for you in this day and age, anywhere in the world, but particularly here in Canada, for you to be able to communicate effectively, both in written and spoken forms. And that's why we have put together a very strong program for you through the courses that we have at different levels. And we have the privilege of working with some very qualified, experienced, and probably most importantly, passionate professionals who you will be meeting very soon. And they are trained basically and love to help you navigate the rather challenging areas that you will be entering. So we want to make sure when it comes to understanding how to write, starting from writing simple emails to your instructors at lower levels, all the way to writing a full-fledged research paper in APA format, as well as many other soft skills are covered. These soft skills include things like teamwork, being able to work efficiently with others toward a common goal. And of course, presentation skills, debate skills, discussion skills are covered. And because of COVID-19, we've had to move online. And as a result of that, there are quite a few other interesting skills that are added to the repertoire. Being able to use different kinds of software, being able to communicate through these applications, make the most of them in order to create the best presentations and the best papers that you can. And your instructors, as well as us, and everybody here at Acsenda, are going to be right next to you to make sure if you have any questions, if there are any areas that are identified you need extra support in, all is going to be covered. So welcome to Acsenda. I do hope I'll see you very soon in person on our campus. And I also wanted to introduce you to our coordinator of English, Garima Yadav, who's here. And I think she has a few words to tell you. You'll be dealing a lot with her for your immediate different support needs. Garima.
Thank you, Ray. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Acsenda. It's good to see all of you. I can see some of the faces here on the sidebar. So hello and welcome. Namaste. Start. Okay, I hear myself echoing. Has some microphone on? Sorry. All right, much better. So welcome. My name is Garima and I'm the English Studies Coordinator. And I'm here to provide you any kind of support you need regarding your English courses with us, as well as if I can help you in any other manner, direct you to the right person, I will do that. One of the things you will be contacting me are your textbooks and stuff. You'll get all the information from your instructors, and we will also talk about it in detail a bit later, I assume. It's good to see you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Garima. And we have a video from one of our, from the Dean of BBA. She's not able to be here, but she sent a video.
Hello, newly admitted students. This is Dr. Shara Bukinan, the Dean of the Business Administration Program at Acsenda, and it is a real pleasure to welcome you to our institution. Today marks a very special beginning for each of you, whether you come from south of the borders, whether you come from Europe, whether you come from Asia, or any other wonderful region around the world. I'm sure there is a lot of excitement, enthusiasm, and even nervousness as well. But I can assure you, you are in the right place. I can assure you that you will receive the support you need to succeed. We have extremely dedicated faculty, an amazing student services team, and programs which will help you not only survive in your academic journey, but also thrive. And before you know it, you will be graduating. Your time with us will not just be devoted to earning your degree or toward earning your degree, but also securing a rewarding career and preparing yourself to succeed in life as a valuable member of our society. You are now part of our family, where hundreds of students are given the opportunity to use a real life experiential project-based learning environment to help them get ready for their careers. And this is not just done through our in-class teaching. We have amazing co-curricular activities that we develop in collaboration with program leaders, student services team leaders, in order to help you gain the essential skills to succeed in your future management roles in the business industry in general, and also to acquire the toolbox and as well as the soft skills necessary to interact with other managers and executives in your industry. You will also be given the chance through your collaborations and your teamwork and all the extra co-curricular activities that we'll be providing you with to foster some positive and lifelong relationships that you will be able to take beyond our school boundaries. So as a first step, I highly encourage each of you to contact me or any of the program coordinators in case you need to know more about the program offerings. It is very simple. There's a wonderful tool called QList, which I know the student services team will tell you more about. We're only one click away. And we look forward to get to know more about you in order to see how we can meet your needs. Again, welcome to Acsenda, and I'll look forward to meeting each of you soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Shara.
Hello.
Okay, so now we will do some icebreakers just to get for people to get to know each other, to get to know your classmates. I will place you all in a breakout room, and you have about 5 to 10 minutes to introduce yourself to the members in your room, ask them where they're from, and one program or the program they're studying. So I'm going to stop share right now. I will go back to Zoom. You can use the chat button, but I encourage you to unmute yourself and speak up and introduce yourself to people. Okay, so I will open the breakout room. I will just assign randomly. All right, give me 1 second. Okay, it looks like I'm having a little trouble with the breakout rooms right now. So we will move on to the next thing. But again, you can just keep typing in the chat where you're from. Let's get to know more about you. Okay, we'll continue with our slideshow. Okay, so the next thing on the list is the registrar's office. So I will be calling Nusha Allen. She's the associate registrar. She'll be telling you more about what the office does, how to contact them. And again, if you have any questions as she's speaking, you can put it in the chat and someone will get to it. Okay, thank you. I will call Nusha.
Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to Acsenda. My name is Nusha. I'm the Associate Registrar and working for the Registrar's Office. I will be talking about some important communication ways and some other important information. Also, the process you need to know while studying at Acsenda. My part will be including too much information. Hope it will be informative for you all. You will be in touch with the registrar's office during your studies, and I will mention how we can support you. Registrar's office is responsible for all the enrollment and course-related services, including course registration, transfer credits, graduation, and I will be sharing with you a few ways to communicate with the registrar's office. The most important way to be in touch is through email. And you need to check your emails regularly as we will be sharing important information, updates, and reminders there. The other important way to be in touch is your My ASM account. We have a portal, and some of you who already logged in and registered might know, and you will have your My ASM account. Abir, can you move to the next slide, please? And this is your MySM account. And can you move to the next slide? Yes. And this is how your account looks like after you set it up. The information how to set up your account have been sent to you all for course registration. And after you set up your account, you will access all sorts of information from your account. I will briefly show how to register for your courses and how to use this account efficiently. Before you register for the courses, it will be helpful for you to check your program plan. Can you move to the next slide, Adiye? And this is where you can access your program plan. You will see the My Courses, My Record section. Under you will see the My Record section, and under My Record section you will be able to see your program plan. And here you will see the prerequisites of the courses and the courses you need to complete. And after analyzing the courses that you would like to take and your time schedule, you will be able to register for your courses. And can you move to the next slide, Javier? And this is how you will be able to register for your courses. And you will see the My Courses section. And after analyzing the courses, you will be able to type the courses you would like to register. On the registration guide, you will be able to find all the detailed information how to register for your courses. I just wanted to share with you all how to register if you haven't registered already. And after you complete registration, you will be able to see the courses you registered. And this is where you can access your online courses. You will be see all the courses that you registered under your My Courses section. And to be considered, can you move to the next slide? And to be considered a full-time student, you need to enroll minimum 3 courses. And if you are taking English for academic purposes courses, you are considered as a full-time student. So if you are placed in EAPP 90 or EAPP 100 courses, you don't need to register for another course, as it is a full-time course. And it is so important and to participate and attend all the classes. You should be taking advantage of this. This is how you can get the knowledge from the faculty and from your peers, and you can develop the language skills, your social skills, and your presentation skills, and you will be using that for work. So if you can develop those skills, it will be easier for you to get better jobs. And if you are not attending your classes, you can be withdrawn from your classes. And what does it mean? You cannot get your money back and you will be removed from your class. So it's so important that you are attending your classes. And the other important thing is to be punctual. You might be coming from a culture that punctuality is not important, but here is Canada, it is important. And you will be required to be punctual at work. And here is the best place that you can improve those skills. And another important notice here is that if you are sick or for any other reason you cannot attend your classes, you need to inform the registrar's office and the instructor. It's really important for you to communicate with your instructor and let them know that you cannot attend classes. Otherwise, they will think that you are not going to attend the classes anymore. And some of the instructors, they do give their grades for their attendance and participation. So if you inform them in advance, they will consider that while they do their grading. And next slide, please. And now I will be talking about transfer credits. As a member of the British Columbia Council on Admissions and Transfer, Acsenda transfer credits for students who hold a degree from an accredited institution. This facilitates the mobility between the post-secondary institutions. To see if you are eligible for transfer credits, can you move to the next slide, please? And to see if you are eligible for the transfer credits, you need to check your letter of offer. It is stated on the letter of offer if you are eligible for the credits or not. And for the transfer credits, transcripts must be received in a sealed envelope. Or the university, the institution you graduated from, can directly send the transcript via email to our registrar's office. And while transferring the credits, we are checking the passing grades, and it needs to be equivalent to Acsenda's 60%. So, and the transfer credits will be finalized during your first term, and you will be ready before the next registration starts for the next term. And can you move? Yes, thank you. And moving back to the portal, I will mention some of the forms that you will be submitting while making some requests. Through our portal, you can submit these forms under the request forms, as you can see here. So I will be talking about these forms and how you can use these forms efficiently. And students may appeal a decision reached by the institution. Prior to submitting an appeal, we ask you to take reasonable measures to resolve an issue directly with the party involved. But if you cannot resolve it, you can always appeal. So the academic appeals is related to the courses and transfer credits. If you think that there are any other unconfirmed courses that needs to be transferred, you may appeal, and the decision is made by the dean. And the next one is the financial appeal. And it is about the financial statements and any issues about the fees. And you will be using change of program concentration. Let's say you started studying International Business Management program, and after you take some courses, you feel that you don't have an interest in that area, and you may change your program. But you need to be careful here. If you complete the same concentration before, you may not be eligible for a change, and you have any approved transfer credits, the number of courses that were transferred might change as each concentration has different program plan. So just be careful here. While changing your program plan, you can always ask the registrar's office and get some advice if you have any questions about changing your concentration. And the other form you will be using is the course overload request form. You need this course form if you like to take 5 courses per term. After you complete 2 terms, you need to have minimum 3 GPA for 2 consecutive terms to be eligible to take 5 courses, and the decision is made by the dean. Normally, you need to take minimum 3 or 4 courses per term, so it's up to the dean's decision if you are eligible to take more than 3 or 4 courses per term. And the next one is the document request form. And this form is highly used by our students. Through this form, you can request confirmation of enrollment that proves that you take classes at Acsenda and you are a registered student. And it also shows your academic standing and your status at Acsenda. And you can use this form for any immigration purposes, or you can give it to the bank or any other institution. It proves that you are a full-time student at Acsenda. And the other two forms are the application for academic break and application for leave of absence. And you need to understand these two terminologies. And you can take 1 academic break per year. You can take your academic break when you complete 2 terms consecutively. You must pay all your fees and must be in good academic standing, which I will be talking more in a minute. And during an academic break, you can work full-time. And leave of absence is taken when you're not eligible to take a break and you need to stop studying for some reason. It's usually taken on really special occasions that you cannot study, and we ask you to provide further explanation and documentation, and we analyze it. And if that happens, please inform us and we will try to help you. But it is important to know that you are not eligible to work during your leave of absence. And the next form is the personal information update form. You will need this form when you need to update your address and your mobile number in Canada and your emergency contact. And you will be updating those information after you arrive to Canada, and you will be giving your most up-to-date information. And there are also some forms which are not online, and you can get those forms through the registrar's office. The first one is the add drop form. This is used when you are adding or dropping a course. Let's say you have enrolled to 4 courses and you would like to drop 1, and you would like to add another course, and you use this form. The next one is the release form for third-party access. And we don't issue any document to any other person but only you. If you like to have any family member or friends to access your document, you need to submit this form informing us that who will pick up the document and who will access your information, and you will be using this form. The next one is the graduation form. Students who have completed all the academic requirements for their degree must make formal application for graduation. Potential candidates for graduation will be informed, and prior to your final term of studies, an application for graduation are submitted prior to completion of the final term of your studies. And the next one is the withdrawal forms. These forms are used when you decide to stop studying at Acsenda for any reason, like you need to go back to your country and you need to stop your studying. In those cases, you need to inform us. We also need to inform the government. If you stop studying at Acsenda, but if you do not inform us, we still need to inform the government that you didn't inform us and you just disappeared. So just be careful with this, as you need to maintain your status as a student at Acsenda. Any questions so far, or I will be taking the questions after the presentation? So I'm moving on. All right, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay. And now I will be talking about grading. As I mentioned that you need to be in good standing if you would like to take an academic break. What does good standing mean? It means that you need to attend your classes. It's mandatory to attend classes. If you miss 2 or more sessions, you may be withdrawn from your classes. And you need to have minimum 2 GPA, and the full fees must be paid, and you need to have a medical insurance. And medical insurance is mandatory by law in Canada. It's not by Acsenda, but it is by law. And the government requires every single student to have medical insurance. And what is GPA? Most of you might be familiar with the concept of the percentage. You can see in the middle column here that we have a percentage related to each letter, and that is also related to grade points equivalent. What do we do to calculate the GPA? We get the average of all your classes and calculate the grade point equivalent average of all the classes that you took, and you got your marks. And we use that to see if you are in good standing and to see if you are eligible to graduate. And first we calculate your term GPA. So you need to get all the classes you took in one term, and we do the average of your marks, and this needs to be minimum 2. And then we calculate the cumulative GPA. You get all the classes you have taken so far, and then we calculate the average. The last one will be the graduation GPA, which is the same with the cumulative GPA. If you have less than 2 cumulative GPA for 3 terms, you could be eligible for academic suspension. So you need to understand what your responsibilities are, and you need to take it seriously. The objective here is to make sure that you are learning, and if you have any difficulties, please come and approach us. And Melissa, she's a learning specialist, and she can also help you to plan yourself and how to plan your studies so you can perform better. You don't need to wait until you get your marks. If you feel that you are having any difficulties while studying, you please approach us, and we are here to help you. And the next one is an important one that most of our students that are in Canada ask us. It's about working in Canada. Students in Canada must have a valid study permit in order to study. If you are renewing your study permit, or if you are already applied and received a confirmation letter, it is okay to study. But if you are already in Canada and if you don't have it yet, unfortunately, you cannot continue studying. You have to wait to receive your permission. But if you are outside Canada, it's okay to study while waiting for your visa because of COVID-19. So if you are in Canada and if you would like to work during your studies, you can work part-time, 20 hours per week, while you are a full-time student. So when we say 20 hours, it's per week. It is not okay to work 10 hours one week and 30 hours the next week. This is how the government counts. So it is 20 hours per week. And be careful for this while you are working in Canada. And if you are not a full-time student, unfortunately, you cannot work. Only if you are in academic break approved by school, you can work full-time. And in order to work, you need social insurance number, your SIN, and it is mandatory if you would like to work in Canada, and you can apply for it online after you arrive in Canada, as you will be providing your study permit while applying for yourself. And the next slide, please. And our programs are eligible for post-graduation work permits. And we also help you with the documents while you are graduating, and like the supporting letter and transcripts, and so you can apply for your PGWP. And because of COVID-19, you can complete your programs online, and you can still apply for the post-graduation work permit. If your study permit expires, please contact our registrar's office so we can issue the letters that you will be needing to support your study permit renewal. And we offer some immigration workshops, which is related not only to study, but also work in Canada and how to apply for your permanent residency if you are planning to settle down in Canada. So please be aware of those workshops, as they are really helpful, because here in Canada, government changes the rules really fast. So it's a great way to update yourself. So our student services will be providing information about the workshop. So you can check your emails, your MySM account to be aware of those updates. And every time if you have an immigration related question, please refer to the IRCC website, which is written here. It is important for you to go there and check the updates, because they change the rules so quickly, sometimes in a week. So you need to be aware of those changes as well. And you can also check the updates about traveling to Canada during COVID-19 from the government website. So there are also some recent changes about the travel information. And lastly, I will make a quick reminder to all the students outside Canada. Please contact your agent if you are working with an agent, or admissions, to ask for the travel letter, which you will need while traveling to Canada. And you can find all the information from our website. You can check the COVID-19 updates from Acsenda website, and you will be see all kind of information, all kind of documents you need, and you need to follow the steps, and you need to send a self-isolation plan to admissions@acsenda.com, and you need to provide your study permit approval letter and flight information to get the travel letter. And as I said, all the information is written there, so you can check the information in detail. And this is all from me today. And again, welcome to Acsenda, and I wish you the best through your time in Acsenda and in BC. If you have any questions, I am here to answer them, or I can wait till the end of the presentation and answer any questions if you have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nasha. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, there's one. Okay. Do you want to say
Yes,
something?
I have one question. Hi,
Hi. Okay.
everyone. Hi, just I want to ask about you have a new quarantine plan. If we have a 2 dose, then we need to an exam that one.
I couldn't hear you. Did you, Javier?
You said, did you talk about
Hello?
those where you, okay, please repeat yourself. We didn't get you. Hi, Pawinda. We can hear you.
Okay. So just I'm asking if we have like vaccine, yeah, can yeah, this is my question. If we are fully vaccinated, that we need to go for a quarantine or not? That's like a college.
I couldn't get you again.
Oh, Nushat, I heard the question. He said if you're fully vaccinated, you still need to do quarantine. You still need to do the
Yes,
I think so.
I think
So we need to 15 days in home self-isolation.
Yes,
um,
the hotel quarantine, which is 3 days, is vague for travelers who are fully vaccinated, but you need to provide your isolation plan and you need to do the quarantine for 14 days.
Okay, that is a must.
But you take your test at the air. This is the final information that we received from the government. You need to have your test at the airport, and you need to provide your isolation plan. But you once you get your result, negative result, you don't need to quarantine yourself for 14 days. But before you arrive, you need to have an isolation plan, and because in case you will be positive.
Okay, all right. And
But,
also
but
just I want, yes, yes, yes.
and you can check the updates from the IRCC website. It's written clearly there if anything changes while you arrive in Canada. So it's better to check with the IRCC website before you travel.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much. And also, I want to confirm about that travel letters. So we need to go for provide first of all ticket, and then we can get a travel letter, or we can like a straightway travel letter from right now.
You need to provide your self-isolation plan, your study permit approval letter, and your flight information.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
thank you, Paulinda. Thank you, Nosha. Okay, so we move on to the next thing on the agenda, and that is the library services. Okay, so not here. Okay, so we'll move on to the next thing on the agenda, library services. I will call on Ali Dehan to tell us more.
Hey everyone.
Hi, Ali.
So can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. So I'm the librarian at ASM, and I run the library, obviously, among other things that you will see me in and out of classes to do. So the library, the most asked question I get in the library is, do we have textbooks? And the answer to that is not really. I do have some print textbooks, although at the moment, the print textbooks aren't. Can you go to the next slide, BA? Yep, thanks. Yeah. Okay, so the library does have some textbooks, but the textbooks aren't circulating at the moment because the campus is temporarily closed. Okay, we do have, like I was saying before, we do have some textbooks, but they're mostly older textbooks. The library does not collect textbooks. Textbooks are something that you are responsible for having yourself. But if you need help trying to figure out where to purchase them, you're more than welcome to come to talk to me, and I will help you figure that out. I would also ask that you talk to your instructor before you buy anything, just so you make sure that you have the exact version of what they're looking for. Okay. Sometimes they want you to have an online component, and if you buy the physical book, you don't get the online component. And I don't want to see you buying a physical book and then having to rebuy the online component separately again, because then you've just paid twice for one book, and that's not fun. So just make sure you talk to your instructor first and you fully understand what you need. If you're unsure ever of what the textbook required is, you can go ahead and look in the course outline, and it'll list in there what the books are, and they'll also list if there are any alternative books. Some classes with some instructors, they may have an alternative book, and then sometimes those are open books, so they're free. Can you go to the next slide, please, ABA? Okay. So the majority of the library collections are available online, and you'll have access to that through My ASM. So as soon as you log into My ASM, you will have that. Our online collection has access to millions of ebooks, academic journals, industry reports, company information, instructional videos, and patent reports, and so much more. Next slide, please. Thanks. Okay, so you changed the order on the textbooks for me. Okay, so what ASM Library does help you with, we do offer a lot of services. So I can help you with finding resources for an assignment or a research project. I can help you with APA, which is your stylistic help. I can help you with printing on campus. The printer is in the library, and I won't get into it just yet, but there are several things once we are back on campus that you'll need to learn, but don't worry about that. We'll deal with it when the time comes. It's easier. It's easier if I had the printer in front of me to walk you through it than to just try to tell you about it abstractly. And just about anything else. So if you aren't sure where to go or where to ask for help, feel free to email me or stop by the library when we're all back on campus, and I'm happy to help you. I may not know the answer, but I will know who you need to go talk to get the answer, and we can do that together. Please remember that when you're here at ASM and you're doing your resources, your research projects, and your assignments, if you're stuck at any point in time, please come and ask for help. That is why I am here. You don't have to do this alone. We can do it together. Next slide, please, the BA. Thank you. So I also teach a class, which is LBRS 099. It's the Library Research and Research Skills course. In it, you will learn how to use the library resources and the best ways to start searching and finding information for your assignments. It is mandatory for all incoming students. If you're in English 101, you will have to take it at the same time. If you're doing EAP, you will take it the next term. So don't worry about it if you're doing the EAP and it's not in your course at the moment, you'll get it the next term. It is completely online and it's structured as a go at your own pace course. So you can do it all at once. I've sat down and done it. It takes on average about 2 hours to do everything, or you can do it all at several days. We don't have any set class times, so there's no actual time to meet. However, I do have virtual office hours twice a week where you can come and ask any questions if you have questions or if you need any help or something's not working. Please, by all means, email me or show up at one of the virtual office hours and let me know what's going on. Feel free to stop in and say hi. Gets kind of lonely midway through the term. It ends earlier than other courses, so please keep an eye on the due dates. I believe it's August 22nd for this coming term, but please keep it, it's all in the course. So as soon as you are loaded into my ASM, you should already be enrolled in the course. All you have to do is open up the course shell and follow the instructions. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. Okay.
Can you please send your email ID?
Yep, my email is right. Abby, you didn't put my email. Is it right at the bottom there? Right. So it's Ali, A-L-I .Dahan. I can put it in the chat. Would that help everybody?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Please put in the chat.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Ali.
Sure thing. So there's that. Keep in mind, you can also, if you need to reach me outside of like LBRS for anything, I do have 2 sessions through QList, and you'll get the orientation for that. It's pretty easy. You just log in and make an appointment, and I do that Mondays 3 to 5 and then Thursdays 9 to 11. And you can just go ahead and book an appointment with me. I will email a place on Zoom for us to meet. So just make sure that you see that second email. That's very important for the Zoom information. And then we can meet that. If you're having any questions and you're stuck or you need help with APA or anything, feel free to email me and we can set up a Zoom appointment and I can walk you through whatever you need help with. Okay?
Thank you, Ali.
You are welcome.
So before we move on to the next slide, because two people have already touched on this, I think I should show everyone how to book an appointment, because Dr. Abukinan talked about it, Ali has talked about it. So I will just show you, let me just set that up right now. I can share my screen. So if you just go right up to the school website, Acsenda.com, and you see on this corner, you go to book campus visit. You see this, and you put in your first name, your last name, your phone number. It takes you to the next slide, and you can do other things. So that is how to book an appointment. Okay.
Right. The next slide will let you know who you're booking the appointment with, if it's library services or if it's the registrar's office, enrollment services, or any of the other departments. Because I think student services has it as well, right, ABA?
Yes, I think so. Yes,
okay.
we do.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we will move on to the next thing, and that's student life. So just talking about can everybody see my slide?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, so we'll talk about student life, more of the things that you can do to enrich yourself as a student and make connections. So this is the Student Services Department. This is our email. We have the different things that we will touch on today. We will touch on student leadership. We will touch on the student life and activities. We will touch on career services, and we'll touch on how the Student Services Department can help you, can support you. So this is just the overview of the Acsenda experience. We're competent, we prepare you for the career or business, whatever you choose to do when you're done. A community, cross-cultural experience. I know Neil talked about that in the beginning, and caring. So that is the Acsenda experience. So this is a different Together pledge. So it just says that our BC, that's British Columbia, is inclusive and it respects people of all ethnicities, culture, faiths, and their contribution to our collective well-being. Our BC holds diversity as a fundamental value at heart. Of the success, strength, and resilience of our communities, workplace, schools, public and private institutions. I pledge to uphold and promote these values, and I commit to speaking up to oppose racism and hate in all forms. So you'll find that at Acsenda, there are people from different countries. If we asked today, and we just found out that there are people from different countries. So we just wanted you to keep that in mind, that we are different together, and we respect everyone, and we hold diversity, even as a school, as a fundamental value. And I know Neil had touched on it again, that the staff, the students, everyone is from different parts of the world. So we encourage you to take opportunity of that and have a cross-cultural experience. So move on to the next slide. These are some activities when, obviously, about more than 2 years ago, when things were open and we could meet together. We did an event. It was the shoreline cleanup. We cleaned up our environment, and then we had a picnic. So these are some of the things that you can be part of the Acsenda community. So attend events. If you're online or you're for term three is going to be online. So most of our events will be online. Take opportunity of student leadership, join clubs, volunteer, attend guest speaker sessions. When you're done, become part of the Alumni Association. Move on to the next slide. So student leadership opportunities, we touched on that. And I know Nick, our career services coordinator, will also be talking to you about volunteering and things like that. But I just wanted to highlight some of the opportunities we have. And we have one of our student leader here. She's going to speak to us. She's a club leader and she's an ambassador. And I believe she was also a tutor and a mentor as well. So we have different things. We have the peer mentorship. So for new students, I believe that you're given the option if you want to be paired to a mentor. So that is a senior student who has been in the school for about 2 years. They can guide you through the process of just figuring things out, maybe like getting textbooks, how to connect. If you receive an email, if asking if you want a peer mentor, I'll say go for it. It also helps you build your connection with the school. Pair tutoring. So pair tutoring, there are students that have taken a class and gotten at least an A minus, and they come back, they volunteer their time to help another student who is struggling. So if you're taking a class and you're struggling and you need help, first of all, you go to your instructor. To explain the concept or whatever you need. And then there's also peer support, because research has shown that there is this sometimes when there is a peer-to-peer learning, students learn better. So I encourage everyone to go for, not go to ask for help when you need it, because some students wait up until week 12 or week 11. That's the week before the finals or the week before midterm before they ask for help. So do ask for help. We have the academic council. So we have 2 students that will sit with faculty, staff, members of the academic council, and just talk about Acsenda, plan about Acsenda, your voice will be heard. There's a student ambassador program, there's a student society and club. So I just encourage everyone to just take the opportunity when you see it. So this is just some of the testimonials, and this was made by one of our students, Pedro. Here, he made the slide, he put everything together. So these are some of the testimonials that students have been, this is their testimonial, just talking about how the student leadership program have changed them or have helped them and have developed them. So I know Tracy Ann is here. Tracy Ann, do you want to share your experience about how you've been a student leader and how you're the HR club president, and you're doing a lot of things at Acsenda. So do you want to share your experience of what that is like and how that has benefited you?
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Abby. Are you hearing me clearly?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, definitely. I'd be happy to share my experience. And I just want to say to all the new students here, welcome. You made the right choice. Being here is just bringing back memories of when I first landed in Canada in 2019. I booked my flight from Kingston, Jamaica. And I remember getting on the SkyTrain and coming off at the Burrard SkyTrain station, and then meeting this beautiful building and heading to the second floor. And I realized that that was Acsenda, and I said, yes, this is the place for me. And I realized it's a multicultural environment. I have been given the opportunity to meet so many persons. And if you guys could just put in the chat, where you are from, because this is an opportunity for us to meet each other. And I just wanted to get an idea of who is here. So while you're doing that, I'll tell you a little bit more about my journey. I got involved, I attended events at Acsenda, and this inspired me to be a part of leadership. And that includes joining the Student Ambassador Program and being being an HR president. Now, through these leadership roles, I was able to develop my interpersonal skills, my public speaking skills, communication. Yes, you in this role, you have to manage events, So it builds your networking skills and collaboration and creativity as well. As we saw, Pedro created a poster. So these are some of the things that Acsenda helps you to do. And for me, it's like an environment that provides with those growth factors. Just as though you'd have a plant and you want to give it sunlight, oxygen, water, then Accenda provide those growth factors that helps with your professional and personal development. They provide a lot of volunteer opportunities. So being a leader also, gave me an opportunity to meet a lot of business professionals from all over the world. And again, I was saying that I wanted you to tell me where you are from. I see Sri Lanka, Mexico, Philippines, India. Am I missing out any? Colombia, Turkey. These are some that I remember. So welcome to you all. As I said, it's a rich environment and you are able to learn from each other. So by getting involved, as I said, being a leader, I was able to learn from different persons, learn from different strategies, and that helps to add value to yourself. You're able to build your resume, for example. And sometimes if you're shy and you don't have any friends, because as international students, sometimes we're here by ourselves, you get the opportunity to build your confidence and make meaningful connections. As the great Marcus Garvey, he is an African philosopher. He said that with confidence, you have won before you have started. So just remember that you're not alone. Acsenda is a big thing. We're internationally focused, but remember, we think internationally, right? But we're also individually focused, and we're here to give that support. As Alice said, that's the culture. It's very communal. So remember, I just want you to remember that life here is rewarding. There are also challenges as it relates to time management and sometimes self-care, given that we're in a pandemic. But through my leadership roles, I'm telling you also to get involved because it can help you with managing these challenges. And again, remember you're a student first, explore, participate, and just remain calm and just develop that sense of school pride because you're representing a very, very great institution. So I want you to just remember these few words and I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Yes, so thank you, Abby.
Thank you so much, Christian. I was muted. Okay, so we move on to the next thing. Student support. So this was supposed to be taken by Dr. Etheridge, but she's not here today. But I will try as much as possible to cover what I can cover, just going through the slide. But this is her email. You can just take a note of that. You can also book an appointment like I have showed you if you wanted to speak with her. Nusha earlier mentioned that she is a learning specialist, and so she can help you if you have any troubles learning or just time management and all of that. She's the best person to reach out to. So we will just talk about the online learning. The class Ali mentioned, the library class, is an asynchronous class. So there is no time or date, but you have to complete the things that you have to complete, different modules and different assignments. That is called an asynchronous class. And some of you will be registered for asynchronous class. Then the synchronous classes is when you have something like this. So there's a date, we set a date for Monday, the 28th. We set a time. So that was 8:30 for some of you, 10:30 for some of you. So that is asynchronous class. So some instructors may record the session, some of them may not record the session. So just try, while you're in the session, try as much as possible to make the best of what you have. So how will you connect? So some of your classes you will connect through the big blue button on my ASM, and some of them you will connect through Zoom. So it depends on the instructor. Earlier on, Nusha showed us the My ASM portal. So when you've registered for classes, you can go all the way down to My Courses. And I know some of you will be seeing that now, and you can see the classes that you have registered for. So when it's time, maybe a day before your class, you can just click on the class and read information. I believe that most of the instructors would have posted how you would join the class, because sometimes we get emails, I can't join my class, or how do I join my class? But if you don't see any information there, you can also email the instructor on how to join your classes. So what do you need? We advise that you use a laptop to connect. Smartphones are okay, and some of us just have smartphones, but if you have a laptop or a tablet, we advise that you use that. And there is also a laptop grant too. So I believe it's $600 for a laptop grant. You can apply. If you buy a laptop, there are some specifications. So you can email student services and we can just, I don't know it off the top of my head. I don't know if Nusha knows the requirements for a laptop grant, or Nick. But I know that MacBooks, for one thing, I know that MacBooks are not eligible for the laptop grants. So you can always buy a laptop, keep the receipts. Even though it's your home country, I believe that currency conversions can be made, but you will get a $600 grant. So I just wanted to touch on something here to the word grant. The Acsenda has quite a number of grants, I think like 3 or 4. So when they say grants, you don't get the cash back, because we also get a lot of questions too. So if you buy the laptop, you don't get $600, 600 Canadian dollars back into your account. It would be in your student account, and that can be used to pay for your tuition. And it will not be used all at once, it will be broken down. So the laptop grant for $600 right now, it will be broken down to $200 a term. So let's say you buy a laptop now, you apply for the grant, you're approved. In term 4, you get $200 towards your tuition payments. So also we advise that you connect with us on our Facebook page, our Facebook group. It's called Acsenda School of Management. We also recommend that you use a headset, have strong Wi-Fi, especially if you want to participate. Limit background noise. You can mute your mics if you're not talking. So here, these are just some of the things to do when you're learning online. I think a big one is to mute your mics if you're not talking, because especially if you have people around, you can just hear background noise, or somebody can just randomly say something when you're in class. Participate. I believe Nusha also mentioned about participation. So what does participation mean? It's like answering questions in class, asking questions, because for most classes, participation is part of your grade. So if you don't speak in class, you can lose marks. So if you want to get the best out of class, if you want to get the maximum benefits from class, speak, ask questions. Yes, so that is it. Also check your emails, check your Acsenda emails at least once a day, or because that's where we send all information. I believe that that's how your instructors also get in touch with you. So these are just some ways to act online, beware of your tone, how you speak, especially if you're maybe typing things in the chat, because with texting and with chats, the way things are said can be interpreted differently. So things like she included avoid all caps. So if you mistakenly have your caps on and you're typing something in chat, it feels like it might come off like you're screaming or something, but you just forgot to turn off your caps. But just again, be respectful of people's opinions. If you're along your studies, you will put in groups, you do group work. So if somebody doesn't have the same opinion as you, just respect that opinion. So this is just a summary of the proper netiquette. So Dr. Etheridge also does academic skill workshops like time management and and things like that. So just look out for the events, look out for our event page. We'll send it through email. It'll be posted on my ASM. So just look out for them. And as Tracy-Ann said, if you're a student, when you become a student leader, or if you become a student leader, you can also plan events. So last term, a lot of our events were planned by the student ambassadors. A lot of them. So they got guest speakers, they got in contact with them. So if you feel like you wanted to do something for the school, you wanted to, give back, or you want to plan an event, a good way would be to become a student leader. Does anyone have any questions before we move on to the next thing? Okay, no. So I will hand it over to my colleague. He's the Career Services Coordinator. His name is Nick Wang. He will be telling you more about the career services, what they do, what we do, no, what he does, because he's the only one in the department for now. And Nick, are you here?
Yes, I'm here, Abby. Okay, dear students, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. First of all, welcome to the Acsenda School of Management. My name is Nick, and I'm here to support your job search and career development when you are studying at Acsenda. If you need help with your resume writing, mock interviews, or you are simply not sure what type of part-time job opportunities you want to seek in Vancouver, I'm happy to meet you in an individual career counseling session to answer your questions and doubts. As Tracy mentioned, if you are looking for volunteer opportunities, I can also show you the resources you need to look for those kind of opportunities in Canada. At Student Services, I believe Abhi has mentioned this before, we have many resources to support your professional development. We host career-related events and networking opportunities to help you to expand your professional network and get a better understanding of the Canadian job market. We have various student clubs from different subjects and concentrations. You can join as many clubs as you want based on your self-interest. You can have fun with your student leaders like Tracy, like Pedro, and you can learn from experienced professionals from different industries. We also have career-related workshops hosted by Student Services, where you can learn relevant and important employment skills that you need to succeed in the Canadian job market. In summary, if you need help, please don't be shy and email me your questions. Coming to a new country and live and study can be an exciting experience, but it can also be overwhelming as well. Here at Acsenda, we listen to your needs, we care about your well-being, and we work tirelessly for you. And thank you for this opportunity, and I look forward to meeting you at the campus soon. Back to you, Abby.
Thank you so much, Nick. Thank you for that. I will then take it over to Garima Yadav. You saw her speak before. So Garima.
Yeah, Hi, Abby, just give me 1 second. Okay, let's get the system. Okay, my camera decided not to work. No worries. Let me get that. All righty. Am I visible now, or am I still invisible, Abby?
Nick, my screen is full, so I can't see.
Okay, guys, if you can see me, just put something down on the chat, because right now my camera is, I have no idea if it's working or not.
I think it is. I can see
working.
it.
Oh,
It is working.
It's working. I think it is because I see it open.
Working, teaching, and
Yeah.
teaching online for 1 year. I think students would assume we know how technology works, but sorry guys, it fails us sometimes. So as I introduced myself earlier, my name is Garima and I'm the English Studies Coordinator. What is the English Studies? The English Studies is a department that caters to the needs of all students when it comes to English language, communications, and we do offer courses as well. So EAP 90, EAP 100, English 101, and English 102. These are the courses that we offer. Almost all of you have been placed, actually all of you have been placed at a certain level when it comes to English. EAP 90 is the foundation course. One step above comes EAP 100. Then we have English 101, which is academic writing fundamentals, and English 102, academic writing advanced. You can only get into it after you have completed English 101. So generally you do not go into English 102 directly. You have to go through English 101. So that's for the department. And as you met Ray earlier on, he is the director of the department. If Ray could also have his camera on or something, that would be appreciated. And I would like him to talk about the classes as well as English 90, the academic writing remedial. Ray?
Thank you very much, Karima. Well, we already talked about this. I wasn't sure in the beginning exactly what the plan is, so thank you very much for being here. And I'm not going to keep you for long talking about this. Just that, yes, we have a variety of classes. There was a note in the chat. Somebody had mentioned EAP is the same as IELTS, and that's exactly one of the things that you need to be aware of. These classes are probably the very opposite of IELTS classes, because with IELTS classes, you just learn how to do well in a specific test, but that does not necessarily mean your proficiency levels have reached the right level. Doesn't mean that you are able to function well in a post-secondary educational level at a country like Canada. Things are very different from how things are done in your educational system, most probably. And that is why these courses are valuable. The EAP courses, for example, they make sure that everything that probably you have missed during your high school years in order to prepare you for being successful at handling the academic load and the academic perspectives at a Canadian college or university is covered. And that's the challenge, because we have only 3 months with the EAP 100. It's 4 days a week for the purpose, but it makes sure that all the areas that you may be weak at, be it presentations, being communicating with others, be it doing proper research at the library, as Ali mentioned, and making sure that those resources are put to good use, and then using other people's ideas without committing academic dishonesty or plagiarism. These concepts are new to many of you, and that's how this EAP 100 course, or the one before EAP 90, becomes so important for those who are not familiar with the system here. And the good news is some of the best students we've had at Acsenda, they're graduating or they're already on the dean's list, on the president's list with very high GPAs. They are the top students in EAP 100. And there have been very few cases, if any, when somebody was successful in EAP 100 or EAP courses and did not continue the same level of success and more in their future English 101, English 102. Both of them are mandatory for you. And they become progressively more challenging because some of the important things are covered. But the good news is that those students who do well in EAP 100, because they gain all that insight and learn all the hard and soft skills that are required for their academic success and even future success professionally, the fundamental skills we're talking about, the rest of the path is going to be much smoother for them. We have never had somebody who did well in EAP 100 struggle, for example, in English 101 or other courses, other subject courses. And then English 101, English 102 are the two courses that focus on academic writing, which is such an important part of any academic discipline. And we make sure that step by step, we help you prepare from simple paragraphs to more complicated essays, and finally to full-fledged research papers in form of, for instance, argumentative essays, which can be a little challenging. In the process, for those of you who do not go to English to EAP 100 and already have IELTS 6.5 with no band less than 6, you can of course go to English 101, but some borderline cases when not everything is the way it should be. And also, well, it's an open course, it's a voluntary course, this English 90 academic writing remedial. It's the course that we designed to provide further support for you. At the moment, it's asynchronous. You do it in your own time, but then the two instructors are available to you every week, at least once a week each, so that you can ask your questions. And if you did not specially have the privilege of attending EAP 100 to know all those things, this is extra support to make sure that, and this English 90 is designed to go with English 101. So it's practically support for your English 101 course. And there are also now bonus marks. Those who do well in English 90, marks from that course will be added to their final grades in English 101. So that was a quick summary of the courses we offer. Our philosophy is, yes, it's challenging, we understand that, but at the same time, we have made sure that a lot of different kinds of support, and this is always evolving and work in progress, is there to make sure that you will have no problems completing these challenges successfully, rising to these challenges, and at the end of the day, feel like when you graduate, when you complete these courses, you have become an effective communicator in all forms. Thank you very much. And I'm going to hand over back to Garima.
Thank you, Ray. So the next thing, as you can see on the slide, is your textbooks. Everybody gets a textbook for English. How you get it is that you get an e-textbook, which is a digital textbook. And for that, you will receive access codes. Now, I won't go into much detail about it. I just ask you to do this. Attend the first week of classes, because all information regarding your textbooks, the course, and everything will be provided to you by your instructors, and it is done in the first week of classes. So please make sure you connect and join your classes on time. For some reason, if you're unable to attend, inform us so that we can sort of figure out a way to help you, okay? One of the things I'm here to do for you guys as support is, if there's any technical issue, if there's a time difference and you feel like you're not able to attend classes on time properly, reach out to me. Together, we can come up with a way that works for you, that allows you to focus on your studies and also maintain your overall health. It is important for us that you guys are doing well, okay? Your success is our success. So at any given point, if you have any questions, doubts, concerns, you're not sure, just drop me an email. My email address is garima.yadav@acsenda.com. I've also shared it on the chat. Feel free to reach out. No question is a dumb question. Whatever questions you have, ask them away. And I assure you that I will do my very best to provide you with the relevant and right information. Last but not the least, like Grace said, that most of the courses we have are focused on writing. Then what happens to the oral communication? That's why along with Nick and Abby, we have the English Conversation Circle, 1 hour where we allow students to engage in verbal dialogue. We provide you support in terms of your body language, how to speak confidently, how to gain that confidence. Remember, you're learning a second language. It is hard, but you can do it because we have faith in you. So that's all from me, Garima. Over to you, Abby.
Thank you so much, Garima. So we will move on to, sorry, we will move on to the next slide, which is this. Okay, so we will move on to the next slide, which is settling down in Canada, coming into Canada. I know most of you here are abroad. Most of you are like us in the Philippines or in Peru or in India or whatever part of the world that you're in. So these are some of the things, just an overview. You don't have to know all these things. We do something called the student check-in, the travel support, where you meet with somebody from student services at least once a week, and we can ask you, and you can ask us questions about how to settle down in Canada. Nosha mentioned that you must have health insurance to be in good standing as a student, and how health insurance is mandatory for all BC residents. So these are some of the things that you need to get done. I will be talking more about the medical service plan, which is the MSP. She talked about social insurance number. So a social insurance number is how the government identifies you. It's also good to get a form of government identification, because most places that you go, a bank or for a phone company, they want a government piece of ID. Your passport can also work, but you don't want to be carrying your passport everywhere you go. Find an accommodation if you don't have one. Get a Canadian SIM card, open a bank account, get a driver's license. So if you have a driver's license from back home, you can bring it. I think you can, depend on the country you're coming from, you can always use that experience to count towards your experience in British Columbia. And move on to the next slide. Healthcare. So there are just two types of, I just go over this very quickly. There are two types of healthcare. So there is a health insurance. So there is GuardMe and there is MSP. There is also, so this My SSP app, we'll just be seeing a video shortly about that. And this video was done by student ambassadors again. So they came up with the idea, somebody recorded them, edited them. So you watch the video shortly about My SSP app. So My SSP is called Keep Me Safe. It's a Keep Me Safe program. So whether you're in Canada or you are in your home country, you can use this. So you can just go to your app store, your Play Store, and download My SSP app. So it's a confidential system. You can just talk to someone, let's say, school is just getting too much or everything is just getting too much and you need to talk to somebody outside your family and friends, or someone that can give you a better advice or that can counsel you. So we advise that you use My SSP. We will look at the video.
You can also access self-help resources such as webinars, articles, and previous workouts. You can also find support from Acsenda Orientation and Acsenda Student Services.
Okay, so that's the SSP app as told by student ambassadors. Quick, go to the next slide. Oh no. Give me a second. I just head up to that. We're almost done here. Thank you everyone for staying put. If you do have a question, please put it in the chat, or you can, unmute yourself and ask. Okay, so we will talk about, okay, so I just heard that there was no sound in the video. I will do that again. There was no sound in the video. I will do that again so we can get the best out of this experience. Why does it keep going? Okay, so we will just watch the video again with sound this time. Okay, so.
Studying abroad can be exciting but also challenging. Acsenda knows that these times can be difficult and they want you to know that you are not alone, and that's why Acsenda provides access to Keep Me Safe, an app that provides counselor to every international student 24/7 in their own language. You can download my SSP app for free and also have access to many resources with no extra charge.
Keep Me Safe offers personalized tools to help students cope with their mental health. You can also access self-help resources such as webinars, articles, and fitness workouts.
You can also find support from Acsenda student ambassadors and Acsenda student services personnel to find more support. We are here to help you from wherever you are.
Okay, did everyone hear it this time?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good. Okay, so I just wanted to briefly touch on the medical insurance. And again, this is something that an information you get if you join the travel support when you come in. So there is GuardMe and there is MSP. So the GuardMe medical insurance is a temporary medical insurance that covers you for 3 months, and the cost is $220.50. So that's why it's very important when you're coming to Canada to inform the admission department. Like Nusha had said, they will provide you with a travel support letter, and they will also apply for the GuardMe insurance. So if you see your statement and you see this amount, don't be startled. It's GuardMe, and it covers you for 3 months. So the day you land in Canada, just 90 days after, your GuardMe will become inactive. So in the meantime, while you're waiting, in your waiting period, you can apply for MSP. You should apply for MSP, not CAN. So these are some of the things that GuardMe covers you. A big one is that it doesn't cover pre-existing conditions. So if something happened to you back home, I don't think GuardMe will be able to cover you, but these are just some of the things that they cover. So the MSP, so this is the medical service plan, and it is from the government of British Columbia, and it is valid for, it becomes active 90, or you are eligible to apply 90 days after you arrive in BC. So that's why you're put on the GuardMe plan. So you are covered by an insurance. So 90 days after, you are eligible to apply. But you don't have to wait 90 days after. You can always apply when you come, as long as you have an address, you have a phone number, and you have some necessary information. You can apply. You will get a card, but the card will not be active until 90 days after you arrive in Canada. So when you get that card, when it becomes valid, you can take that card to school. You can take the card to any hospital, any clinic. They will ask for your health number. So it's the PHN, the personal health number. So if you ever hear that, that is the number behind your MSP card. And the guard me as well, you will receive the day you arrive or a day after, you will receive an email from guard me with your policy and a number, and I think a card that you can print out or you can show on your phone. So some clinics you may have to pay upfront and guard me refunds you your money, or there are some other clinics that accept guard me already. So we're almost done. To slides. So this is just a brief, we have a lot of people here just come talk to us, but this is a brief overview of where to go for help. Let's say it's the first week of class and you have a question and you don't know where to go. Like the APA, so if you need help with books, you need help with research resources, you have a paper due, you don't know where to start researching, library services would help you. So registrar's office, Nusha covered everything. If you have questions about courses, registration, appeal, academic break, they're there to help you. And if you also want to meet with like you wanted to talk more about your classes or where you see yourself in, or where the career path of this particular program you're in, you can book a session with the dean or one of the coordinators like we have showed you. And if you don't have any, like if it's just a general question and you don't have what to do, or not, you don't have what to do, we all have what to do, personal matter or something comes up, you can just send your inquiry to student services. If you're not sure for now, just send them all to us and we will direct your questions accordingly. So we have come to the end, I believe, I hope so. Does anyone have any questions? I know today we were very quiet today. Does anyone have any questions, anything they want to ask? No questions? Okay. So do I hear someone unmuting them? Yes.
Just I want to ask one thing. So
Yes.
via third countries are possible to come in Canada, right? So that's not a problem. So a lot of people coming from like that side via third country. So it should be okay if we will come via third country.
Like a third, okay, like let's say your country is not allowed, some people pass through. Is that what you're asking? No, sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. As it is restricted, the flights are restricted from India. You can do that. You can fly from a third country, yeah. But you need to have your test done in that third country before you get on your flight.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
And like she said before, just keep checking the IRCC website, because this information, like what we said now, if we go back, it might have changed. So just keep checking, just keep, just update yourself every day if you want to come, especially like she said, you don't know what's happening in that other country, if they have new laws, if you have to quarantine. Yeah, so just keep yourself updated.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Welcome.
We have a question on the chat regarding attendance from Ajay. So Ajay, the thing with attendance is during your classes in the beginning and maybe sometime during the class itself, your instructors will mark the attendance. Okay, so they mark the attendance on their records that the registrar's office can see. At any given point, if you miss a class or join late, you might be marked absent. And in that case, you will receive a check-in email from your instructor. So simply respond to them, let them know that you were there, you joined late. And even if you're joining late, send a message on Zoom chat to the instructor, letting them know that you're there. With the attendance, your instructor marks it, and then the registrar's office will follow up. If you have missed 2 classes consecutively, you will receive an email reminding you that you have missed 2 classes. And at that point, if you have been facing any technical difficulties, please share them so that we can provide you with the necessary support. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Garima, for that answer. So does anyone have any other last minute questions before we call it a day? Okay, so there's no question, or there are no questions. Thank you all. Thank you everyone for joining. We really appreciate your time. For the staff or for people that had to wake up pretty early, thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for that. So have a nice day or night, whatever the time is. And we hope to see you soon. Okay, bye everyone.
Bye everyone.
Thanks a lot. Bye, everyone. Thanks.